Hi, good morning. My name is Jasmine Peavy, and I am a sales agent, field associate for Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company, direct under Richard Peavy with Diamond Memorial. And I'm just here to give you some information before going into the presentation about how you want to approach your individuals or your leads' homes, because more times than none, they're not expecting you, and you want to make sure that you assure them that they're comfortable letting you in and that you are who you say you are, because more times than none, they remember what they did. If not, it's more appealing to see that you are an official agent coming to serve them. So when you go to their door, of course, you want to be happy. You probably might not be as excited as I am, but you want to have a smile. You want to look approachable. You want to be a couple of feet away from the door, so not on the door. And you want to look presentable along with being happy for being there to assist them with their need. You want to have this shirt on. I have a collared shirt with Lincoln Heritage on one side, and then I have my agency, Diamond Memorial, on the other side. And as you see, I have a harness here with my badge that has my name, it has my face on there. My agent number has everything on here so that they know I'm an official person. Okay, so you definitely want to have that at all times, whether it's clipped to you or whether it's on here like a harness, because some people also turn it around and have their actual license through that state presented behind their ID. So if they say, "Are you real?" turn around and show them, here's with Texas. So that is just fine, or whatever state that you are in. Okay, so that's what you want to have. And also another good thing, you want to have some information with you. You don't want to go to the door without the lead. So here is my high-tech binder here. I'll typically have my rate book with my delivery notice in case they are not there. I do also have some door hangers here that have my name, if I need to leave a door hanger at the neighbors, etc. And then also typically I will have the lead over this. And when I say I have the lead, because if they say, "I don't remember doing that," well, actually, on this day and time, do you remember going online at this date and time? And they look at it, they see Lincoln Heritage here, they see it here, they see it on your lead. She's real. She's really coming here to help me. You know what? I do remember doing that. I just probably thought you were a collecting agency. It could be anything, but that just makes it more official and believable that you are really there to assist them, because there's a lot of things going on, and you want them to know and be assured that you are who you say you are, so that they can let you in, so you can go ahead and help them solve their need. So again, you want to have all of your information, your shirt, your badge, your ID, your lead, and all your documents with you when you're there, giving them a good amount of distance from their door, and be happy to serve them. Great. Now, before we go into the presentation, I want to show you the materials that I have so that I'm prepared in every home that I go to, so I don't have to go back and get other forms in the car or anything like that. You want to always be prepared when you're in a home. So first and foremost, I have my binder. It has my rate book. You need a rate book so you can calculate the rates. Of course, you want your lead. And then, you may have door hangers, but that's what you can have as well in addition to that information. In my binder, I'll open that here. I'll have my calculator. I have a couple of different brochures, which is our 9 things seniors need to know, along with our final wishes here. I have a couple of those handy. I have business cards readily available in case they want to, I have some people who may want some coverage. You want to have those good things with you. I have a presentation folder what I use for my presentation. This is a folder that they get when they get their policies, but I use it for my presentation. And I have some good things in here, a welcome packet, my presentation. So I have a welcome page here, beneficiary form. I have some sample final wishes cards that they will actually get with their name and policy number. And then also comparison, whether it's funeral or cremation or burial with cremation. I have that in here as well. I have a medication list for medications that are final expense modified, so when I need to ask questions. I have an application to ask the questions that I need to qualify them. And you can, this is optional, but I do this because it helps. I have actual real final wishes that they will get in the mail with their policy, actually filled out with my wishes. Of course, it's not all of my real information other than the California part, but everything is here so that they can kind of get an idea while you're doing the presentation exactly what they're going to be looking for, because you want to make sure that by the time you're done, they're ready to go. Okay? And last but not least, you want to have some folders ready and available. So you can get these from ordering them online, but I have a completely filled folder with my business card. I have an application. I have an authorization to pay form. So here's the application. Here is your authorization to pay, which is the way you'll get paid. Okay, you want that. And then here is a replacement form. If it applies to them in the home, it may not, but you want to still have that on you. And then also, last but not least, you have a supplemental application. You want to kind of always fill these out. They're not always required, but you want to make this something that you do in every home so you don't happen to have any underwriting issues, because you may have to go back and fill this out. If not, and you definitely don't want that. So this is a very important form. In each folder, along with that information, I have 4 brochures because I'm very detailed, and you want to do that too to keep them at ease from just popping up at their door. They want to have some good information. I have, of course, the 9 things seniors need to know. I have the brochure for inflation, and it has some good information in here. And when I leave the home, once I've actually gotten their policy taken care of, I actually write who they're insured, the person that they're covering, the policy amount, whether it was $10,000, $12,500, the amount of accidental that I got for them, and then how much they're paying monthly, semi-annually, and I leave that with them so that they can know at the end of the day, I am covered. That assures them. I have our America's Best rating, that we are A-, but A+ with the Better Business Bureau. That assures them they're with the best company out there for final expense. And I have the Fax 1 funeral planning. This is a very important form. They may only can afford $4,000, but this explains some good information on what funeral homes really charge that will help you when closing in case there is a modified situation that happens and they're on a tight budget. This helps you and explains what we do and how we do that. And of course, the forms that come with it is your presentation or my presentation brochure. That is already in there, along with the funeral cost estimate and that wonderful FCGS form that we want everyone to participate in so that they can get their funerals or cremation planned by us. So those are all of the things that you want. And at the back of each folder, I have some more forms here. I have a lot of different blank forms. Sometimes you'll be dealing with families. You may need to cover more than one individual, but you have a folder here, okay? So you can definitely have, so I have some extra replacement forms in case she says, well, you know, it's actually, you spelled my name wrong. You have an extra form. I have some extra supplemental application forms, all those good things, okay? So that is great. So you have all these forms, even child rider forms I have in here in case they want to cover a child. So you always want to make sure that your folder is prepared with extra forms, extra folders, and extra brochures. Okay, well, thank you so much for allowing me into your beautiful home. I love this accent flowers you have. Do you like flowers?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, my name is Jasmine, so I love flowers just like you. So we have something in common. Excellent, excellent. Well, again, thank you for letting me in. Again, just to reintroduce myself again, my name is Jasmine Peavy. I'm a field agent with Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company under Diamond Memorial Agency, and I'm just going to verify that I have your information correct so I can go in to figure out what your needs are and how we can meet them, okay? And is it okay if I call you Daniel?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay, Daniel. Well, I have, just to make sure, you called in on our commercial on 12/1/2018 on our TV commercial.
Yes.
I have your address as 12520 Cutting Road, Houston, 77066 in Texas. Is that right?
Yeah.
And the best phone number we have for you is 832-666-2179. Is that also correct?
Yes.
And
correct.
60 years young. Is that also correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, I couldn't tell. I had to make sure. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So now, when you saw that ad, again, we specialize in the Funeral Advantage program. So were you looking for a burial or for a cremation per se?
Burial.
Burial. Okay, perfect. And you're going to be buried here in Texas or another state or another country?
No, it's going to be here.
Okay, good. And you were looking for a quote for yourself, for someone else, or a combination?
It's just for me.
Good. Well, let me go ahead and give you some good details. I just have one more question. Were you looking for life insurance, for funeral, burial, or a combination of the two benefits?
I think a combination is going to be better.
Well, good. Well, that's the reason why I asked, because we actually offer that. So let's go ahead and go into detail about that for you, just so you can kind of get an idea of how this program works, because it is very unique and it's patented by us and us only at Lincoln Heritage, okay?
Great.
Perfect. So now that I have those good questions for you, I'm going to go ahead and just give you a little bit of what we have to offer so you can kind of get an idea of how this program works, okay? Perfect. So here is what we do. So again, we are Lincoln Heritage Life Insurance Company, and as it says here, we offer a cash insurance benefit and family support services. So let's go ahead and just give you a rundown of that quickly, okay? All right, so we offer you 3 different services, and it's wonderful. We're the only company that offers you 3 things for one, okay? The very first thing we offer you is a cash insurance benefit. Okay, now we are the nation's leader in helping people cover their funeral costs and final expenses. Okay, so of course we offer you a whole life benefit for up to $35,000 for whole life. Okay, our benefits are paid within 24 hours, and I'll show you how we're able to do that. And because I mentioned whole life, that means it's guaranteed your whole life, and it's not going to ever increase on you, and it's not going to cancel on you as long as you continue to make your premium payments, okay? And because it is whole life, for every payment that you make, 3 to 5% goes into a cash value in case a policy, let's say per se you couldn't keep up the payments. That cash value will maintain your policy by paying that premium, or if you came into a hardship, this would actually be used for a loan if you wanted to use that. So that's why I love whole life, and I think you would too with those good benefits, okay? And there's only a 1-page application, only 1 page, so I don't have to take your blood work. I don't have to go run around the block with you.
That's right.
I just asked you a couple questions. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever had to do that, but we don't do that. Very good. I asked you questions, and that's
Fantastic.
how I qualify you.
Yeah.
Exactly. And your rates and your benefits are locked in. So like I said before, it's not going to ever go up on you at all unless you decide you want to increase your coverage, okay? So that's the first thing that we offer you. The second thing is our accidental death and dismemberment cash benefit enhancement. So you basically included with your whole life, you get an additional $5,000 to $20,000 for any accidental death or any single living dismemberment. So you have actual living and death benefit with that, which is included with the quote that I give you. It includes any accidental death. If it's not natural, it's accident. Any single dismemberment. Any death due to auto accident. Any death due to a common carrier like a bus, train, trolley, cruise, all those things there. And also death due to active war, terrorism, which is murder, all of those different things. And just so you know, with this whole life, we do cover suicide as long as your policy has been active for 3 years. Of course, you might not be considering that, but that is something that people really do ask, especially after coming out of war. You know, they have those PTSD situations. You would not have to worry about that policy or that situation when it comes to Lincoln, okay? We do transportation of mortal remains. Quickly, if you happen to pass away more than 200 miles away from home, we will bring you back up to $1,000. Okay, so that's a great thing that would not come out of your family's pocket or your policy. And the last and the final thing, which is why people love our program so much, is when you get coverage, you are enrolled into our family support services with the Funeral Consumer Guardian Society. Have you heard of that before?
I think so.
Yeah.
I saw something in the commercial.
On the commercial, right. So what happens is whatever coverage amount you get your policy in the mail. You're going to get, you decide the style funeral that you want when you get your policy, and you're going to get 2 pages, Part A and Part B, for you to fill out exactly what you want for your burial, for up to the organist, the flower type, what you want to wear, the funeral. You can choose up to 3 different funeral homes, and we will actually negotiate those things for your loved ones at no cost for you, because that's included with your coverage. So what you'll get with your policy is your policy documents. You're going to get these awesome cards, which I have a Lincoln policy myself. So this is what you're going to really get. You're going to get 5 of these cards. It's going to have your name, policy number, and our 24-hour hotline. Yeah, so if you want to hold that, you can, but I can just leave it here so you can see that. You're going to get 5 of those, 1 for yourself and 4 for up to 4 additional loved ones. And then you're going to also get final wishes pages. And I'm going to show you my final wishes pages because, like I said, I have a policy myself. So let me show you what those look like so you can kind of get an idea. So you have Part A and Part B. So you will actually fill these things out, okay, exactly what you want as you see married, to who, etc. You'll see all my good details, what funeral home, you'll see all those good different things. And as you can see, you have a bleed page through. Okay, so you can, once you're finished, you tear off the top, you send it back to us, and you keep your bottom copy. And when something happens, when someone calls with that number for the card that I showed you,
so the yellow can,
yeah, they're going to call this number.
Yeah.
And it's going to automatically pull up these wishes, and we're going to go ahead and get into work and get that done in 24 hours. So that's why I said in 24 hours, that's where that came from, because we do all those good things for you and for your loved ones. That saves them, one, the anguish, and we're going to save an average of $1,800 to up to for traditional funerals and up to $600 for cremation. So that's why we do that, to alleviate that stress and to make sure that we get those savings.
Yeah.
Because who wants to try to plan a funeral at that time when when you're almost at your peak of sadness?
My son don't want.
Yeah. I wouldn't trust my kids either.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so now that is what we offer. Do you have any questions for anything else that we offer other than the rates before I get into that?
No.
Good, excellent. So now, like I said, we're not running around the block. I'm not going to take any blood from you, okay? I'm just going to ask you just a couple quick questions so I can go ahead and get you qualified for one of our few programs, okay? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, Daniel, in the past 12 months, have you used any form of tobacco?
No.
No? Great. Now, next question. Have you tested positive for HIV or been diagnosed by a physician as having AIDS or a life expectancy of 12 months or less?
No.
Great. Now, are you currently bedridden, hospitalized, in a care facility, or receiving hospice care?
No.
Perfect. Well, the good news is you're definitely approved. So congratulations on that. But now I'm going to ask you just a couple more specific questions so I can get in exactly on what your coverage will be. Okay? So congratulations. Perfect. Now, in the past 2 years, have you been diagnosed with, been treated by a physician, or taking medication for any of the following conditions? 1, disease of the heart, including heart attack, heart surgery, or congestive heart failure?
No.
Perfect. How about disease of the circulatory system, including stroke, aneurysm, or been advised to have surgery to improve circulation?
No, nothing.
Perfect. How about cancer other than basal cell skin cancer?
No.
Perfect. Disease of the lungs, including COPD or emphysema other than asthma?
No.
Perfect. Disease of the liver or kidney, or had an organ transplant?
No.
Excellent. Alzheimer's disease, dementia, organic brain syndrome, or ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease?
No.
Excellent. How about alcohol or drug abuse?
No.
Excellent. Complications of diabetes, including amputation, diabetic coma, blindness, or kidney disorder?
No.
Perfect. Last but not least, have you had or been advised to have a diagnostic test relating to any of the questions listed above that I've just asked you, except for those related to the human immunodeficiency virus, the AIDS virus, for which results have not yet been received?
No.
Perfect. Do you happen to have any existing life insurance or annuity contracts right now?
No.
Perfect. So congratulations again. I already told you were definitely approved after qualifying through the first couple questions, but now you actually qualify for our first day coverage. Have you heard of first day coverage before?
No.
Okay, so first day coverage means that when you make your first payment, I'm not sure if you've ever heard of, so when you call and you get qualified, they'll say if something happens in the first 2 years, you're only going to get your money back. Well, this is total opposite of that. You're actually approved for our first day coverage. So upon premium payment, you are covered for that entire amount.
Oh, so from the first day, I'm going to get the coverage?
That is correct, meaning if you were to sign up, let's say in October, and something happened to you tomorrow, and you sign up for a $20,000 policy, we go ahead, receive the claim information, and we go ahead and pay out.
That's good.
That's correct. And the good news about this program is if you've been vested into the program for at least 2 years, if you were to pass, Lincoln will pay 80% of the claim up front, and then the remaining 20% upon receipt of the death certificate. So that is something that's very rare, but that is our Lincoln Heritage Guarantee. So how does that sound?
That sounds great.
Good. Well, I don't get it too often, so I'm really excited we got you approved for our first day coverage. So now we need to just kind of figure out what you're comfortable paying per month, okay? And you said you wanted a burial. Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. So we're going to go into some good rates here. And you said you wanted to be buried in Texas. And so just so I can make sure that I have the right information or just get an idea before quoting you, is there a certain amount that you are looking that you're comfortable paying per month that you're not trying to go over with your monthly payments?
No, I think, it's between 50 and 70 maybe is a good number.
Good number, okay. And because you are 60 years young and healthy and non-tobacco, so all 3 pluses, we can definitely get you something for your burial for then, and you may be able to get more, which would leave more money for your loved ones, okay? So that's how that'll work. So I have you at 60 years young. Let's go ahead and get those good rates for you here. All right, Daniel, so 60. All right. So now what I'm going to do is while I'm calculating your rates, I'm going to have you watch this quick video from basically getting an experience of how we've helped customers in the past, okay?
Great.
Thank you. Okay, so that video was done. What did you think of that, Daniel?
That's real people?
Yes, that's real people that we've assisted. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, no, it's incredible. They do a great job.
Yes, and that's why I love this company, because they stand by those things. They care about their agents, but they also definitely care about the individuals, because the hardest thing you can do is death of a loved one. That's one of the hardest things you can go through. So we want to make sure that we are there to have that family support service that no other company has but us. So that's why I wanted to show you that video, so you can see that it really works and it does help and bless families, okay?
That's good.
So while you were watching that, I went ahead and got your good pre-approval rates here with us with Lincoln Heritage. And so we did mention prior to you watching the video that your budget was between $50 to $70, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. So I went ahead and I did 3 different calculations. One that's below the budget, one that's right in the budget, and one that's slightly above but gives you a little bit more money and coverage that's just barely right above it, okay? So, perfect. So for our first day coverage program, for the $8,000 of the first day coverage, which is day 1, plus the $5,000 to $20,000 accidental coverage and the funeral planning, you're looking at $48.96, which is awesome. So if something were to happen in 2 months, God forbid, we pay that policy, okay? The second quote that I have is for our first day coverage for $10,500, including the $5,000 to $20,000 accidental coverage and that funeral planning. We're looking at $62.01, okay? That 1 cent matters.
Yeah.
Very much so. Right. And the very last one, I did a $12,500 for our first day coverage, plus the $5,000 to $20,000 of the accidental, and the funeral planning was $74.25. I did that because it was barely over, but let's say, for instance, something were to happen and you had that coverage. We do all the negotiations and planning, and let's say we end up getting everything done for $10,000, but you had a $12,500 program. We're going to pay the $10,000 for the funeral, and that remaining $12,500 would go to your loved one or beneficiary for any additional final expenses that you may have that they wouldn't have to pay out of their pocket, but this would cover that. Okay?
It's a better coverage. So
Yeah.
I think I can go to 75.
Okay, perfect. So that puts you right under 75. So is that the one that you're looking on getting started with today?
Yeah.
Perfect. So we'll definitely go ahead and get that application filled out. But first, what I'll need to do is I'll just need to go ahead and complete our underwriting process, which is called Lincoln Heritage, because you don't want anyone coming in here taking information, but you haven't talked to the company yourself. So I'm going to give Lincoln Heritage a call, give them your information here on the application that we're going to fill out. They're going to verify with you that I'm a real agent, of course, because I'm going to give them my agent number. They're going to verify that I have everything correct: birthday, name, social, address, beneficiary. They want to make sure I have everything correct. but so that we're covering the right person and not your neighbor or dad or son. And then they're going to ask you those same medical questions that I asked, and they're going to ask you permission to run a prescription check, which is what I'm going to, of course, ask you what your prescriptions are. But if you've answered no to all those questions, you should be okay. All right? How does that sound? Should take 2 minutes of your time.
Because we're going to be finished with that.
Correct. Once I get that pre-approval number, that means everything went through okay, and you're not going to get a letter in 30 days. Well, we thought we could cover you, but this would eliminate that whole situation. When you make your payment, you're good.
Good.
Yeah, perfect. So let's go ahead and get that done and taken care of. All right, so now that everything is done, we filled out the entire application, we've called verification, you've gotten your pre-approval confirmation that you're pre-approved for our first day coverage. And like I mentioned before, that policy will be mailed in 7 to 10 business days, or typically business days. But I'm going to leave this with you now. This has a copy of what you signed. It has your brochures in there, your final wishes booklet that you were entitled to, and I threw in an extra one in there to give to a loved one as a gift. So that belongs to you. I am your agent from now on. I work for you. So it doesn't matter what time, what day, if it's the weekend, Sunday afternoon, you call me and you never hesitate, because like I said, Lincoln Heritage is on call 24 hours a day for any claims. I'm on call 24 hours a day for you as your personal agent. Do you happen to have any other questions for me?
No, that's great.
Good. Well, great. Thank you. It's a pleasure. I'm glad we were able to get you pre-approved, get you and your loved ones taken care of when that time comes. This belongs to you, Daniel. Thank you so much for your time. And if there are no other questions, if you think of any, just feel free to call me and I'll be glad to assist, okay?
Thank you, Jasmine.
Anytime. Thank you so much for your time as well. And you have a great one, okay?